Okay, all right, we're good. I love your hair. That's so fun. It's
Thank you.
beautiful. All right, you guys. Well, I am so psyched to see both of you. I want to thank you for coming on and talking about what you're into and how we help what we're into be a part of what other people are learning about in terms of life out there during the quarantine. So I wanted to start by saying, who is everybody and how do we know each other? Even though Lizzie, I know we don't actually know each other yet, but we're getting to know each other. Bart, you want to go first then?
I'm Bart Saric. Pretty much grew up in Santa Monica, Venice area since I was 4. Been skateboarding. This is my 39th straight year skateboarding and surfing. So you can call me a dinosaur as far as the discipline goes, but dedicated, I don't know, artist, skater, surfer.
And Lizzie, what about you?
I'm Lizzie Armanto, and I grew up in Santa Monica for the most part, and I'm a professional skateboarder.
Do you remember the first moment you put your feet on a skateboard and where was it?
I was just pushing down the street and first on my knee, like it used to be. I remember I used to see kids pushing off one knee on their board and pushing with the other leg, and both their hands on the nose of the board. And so I tried that out first, and then I saw the other kids standing on it, and I was like, oh, that's goofy being on my knee. I need to stand on it. So I did that, and then a couple years later, when I quit organized sports, I really just kind of didn't look back and just kept going.
Nice.
I remember at like family get-togethers, we used to like butt board down our neighbor's driveway, and like we try to fit as many of us as we could on there, and then I'll just like kind of like train down. And then it wasn't until like way later that we like got skateboards, and we pretty much just did the same thing. And then when we moved to Santa Monica, my brother, he wanted to try like skateboarding, and that's when my mom took us to the Cove, and like where I was like, okay, I'm gonna like learn how to actually ride a skateboard.
So I tried to take up skateboarding last year. Bart's my instructor. I was a big quad roller skater forever, and it turns out that does not translate to being on a skateboard. I was not good at it. But my daughter, I was really wanting to get her involved in it. And Lizzie, maybe you can speak to this because I feel like it's such a nice area for girls because everyone's easy. It's very community oriented. It seems genderless in a really beautiful way. Like you either skate or you don't. You either, you skate park, you skate street, you skate vert, whatever you skate, but it's a community of people being all together. Would you say that's true being a woman in the sport?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like growing up at the Cove, just because there's like someone there, like a lot of the times there's not just people like hanging out. Like if you're going to the skate park, like you're going there to skate. And I always felt like, I don't know, like even when I first started, like it's more about like what you can do and not like who you are or like where you're from or how cool you are.
For those of you who are watching and don't know, the Cove is an amazing skate park in Santa Monica, and partly what makes it so special is that anyone of any age, but especially children, have complete independence. There's this wonderful guy named Rick who and he has an associate, Brian, and they sit at the desk and check people in. So as a parent, I always feel really good knowing that Pippa's there because she can have autonomy and do her thing. And yet I know that there's someone keeping an eye out, and the amount of dedication that they put into having this just amazing skate environment is so beautiful. And
growing up at the Cove, I feel like Rick was like my uncle, and he always like looked out for me, and I don't know, he's really awesome and would like go the extra mile to like do events for the kids, and like I don't know, it was always just like a good time.
I mean, do you think having a park open and available to y'all as children, as adults, was crucial to your happiness, to your sense of community? How do you feel about park systems overall?
I didn't have skate parks when I grew up and started really skating. Like they're all closing down. So I got the last remnants of some of the 80s parks in the early 80s. And as they disappeared, the rest of the city became our skate park, like I was saying earlier, street skating wasn't a discipline yet. It was street style that was slowly evolving into a specific discipline that adapted to anything as far as terrain and just surrounding areas.
And how are you finding skating to be now? Are you enjoying it during the quarantine because the streets are less busy, or do you miss having parks?
I mean, it's definitely a big difference with all the parks being closed. I feel like I've been skating less just because of that, and I don't know, it's nice to miss it, I guess, but at the same time, like, I really miss it. And I think, I don't know, it's really difficult, and I feel like for a lot of people that's like their outlet. And I don't know, especially when like there's so many restrictions, like it really feels like, I don't know, like limiting to not have that. And I mean, luckily, like in skateboarding, there's like such a strong community, and like there's a lot of people to turn to, and that's really special. Unlike maybe like other like activities, it's like the bond between skaters is really strong, and there's a lot of mutual respect, and there's no age gap for like friends. Like you don't necessarily have to only be friends with people that are your age that are skateboarders. It's like whoever you meet, and that like, I don't know, skateboards and like you have fun skating together, like those are your friends. And like skateboarding's so special like that. And I don't know, I guess I've just been skating here and there, and like sometimes we'll go with my boyfriend and we'll skate a flat bar in a parking lot, or I've actually been making the drive down to San Diego to go skate Tony Hawk's ramp, because it's like a huge, he has a huge warehouse, and the ramp's like, it's literally like wall to wall in the warehouse, and there's enough space to like skate and like safely, you know, skate with other people. And I think like that could be something that like regular parks, like city parks, could do, as long as people are respectful of it, or, you know, that's like the main thing, is just like people respecting other people.
One thing I wanted to ask both of you, if you could steal another skater's superpower, what skater would it be, and what superpower would it be?
Bart, go first.
I think I'd probably say Christian Hosoi, the way he used to fly in his prime. And I think one of the things that turned me on, especially because when I got into it, it was really bowl skating, and then the vert contest kind of started happening and all that. We didn't have vert ramps, and vert ramps didn't really last in LA for more than a year and a half at the most, and they'd always get gone. So once I start getting my skills on a vert ramp together, a ramp would be gone. So backyard pools and street skating became more of a strength for me than vert ramps. But I always admired the way like some of the old vert pros just used to, like Lester Kasai and some of those guys, the way they used to like fly like eagles. And I think I always wanted to do that and never achieved that.
Lizzie, what about you?
I feel like if I could, I don't know, embody anybody, it'd just be like Chris Miller. And I don't know, I just have like a tenth of like his ability to skate.
Yeah.
Just because the way he approaches things are like, I don't know, I feel like everything, or most of the things he does, is just like, somehow it's all textbook.
True. Yeah, Chris Miller too. Yeah, one of the best ever.
All right, let me ask you guys this. Not what is your best trick, but what is your favorite trick? What is the one trick that you're like, oh, if every day I can just do X?
I just love frontside grinds on pool coping. Like, it's one of those things that there's like a feeling and a sound that comes with it that is just so satisfying. And like once you are attuned to it, it's like, I don't know, I think I'll be able to do that for like a long time. So I don't know. It's just one of those things that like if you skate, or like if you like once you experience it and you like know how good it is, it's just like, yeah, there's nothing that's enough for me.
You took the words right out of, that's exactly what I would have said. Frontside grind, pool coping all day long. The simplicity of it, right? it's beautiful, and only the skateboarder knows the feeling. So there you go. Yeah.
My daughter described the feeling of, and she just does a curb grind, but she's 9, she's got time. But she said she feels like everything is all right with the world in that moment. Do y'all feel the same?
Yeah. There's no time at that. Like, time is more like a man-made thing as far as like keeping track of time and calendar dates and all that stuff. Like, there's no sense of time when you're in that zone. When you're in that zone, it's like, yeah, it's like that's the only thing that matters. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the world kind of doesn't exist.
Nice.
I feel like the second there's something else existing, it's like, I don't know, that's when you slam.
Yeah, that's the interruption, right? You're interrupting my zen.
Okay, so that's an interesting way to think about it for people who don't skate but are working on it. Would you all say that a key to getting better is to being zen about it? Is it mind over matter, or is it more of a muscle achievement?
Well, you got to use your muscles to do it, but it really is. It's the majority is mental. Like sometimes I explain to people, you could get a bodybuilder in here that can throw 500 pounds through the ceiling with weights, but he's not going to even drop in on a 3-foot ramp. He just break himself off no matter how strong he is. That's a mental thing. So mind over matter completely.
I would agree.
There's so many different styles of skating, but if you had to pick just one, if you could only do vert forever, if you could only do park forever, street forever, you couldn't do the others, what would your pick be?
I would just umbrella term transition. But yeah, I don't know. That's like, no matter what you pick, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
What about you, Bart?
I agree with her. Because at the same point, it's like, yeah, I want to skate backyard pools my whole life, but that's not as realistic as maybe pushing down the street. So as long as I'm rolling, I'm good.
How has your relationship with skateboarding changed since when you started and now?
For me, I feel like now I have more freedom to like pursue whatever type of skating I want. Like I don't know. I feel like the jump of me like becoming a professional skateboarder versus just like doing it as like a hobby. Like obviously I still like love it like I do before, but now I just have like I have more options, and it's really cool because I can like go and explore those, and I have like the time to.
I feel like I'm helping more people and trying to kind of direct them in the right direction to keep doing it and to do it better. So I feel like my involvement a lot of the time is not so much me being able to skate the way I want to or where I want to, as much as kind of being on call as a representative for skateboarding in a positive light.
You guys had to talk directly to a person who is struggling with getting to the next level with their skating and give them one piece of advice that you've learned from skating for such a long time. What would you all each offer that person?
I don't know, or I tell a lot of my friends this that are like or I don't know, we're all a work in progress, but like people that feel like they're not like where they want to be, I always say like you're a year away from ripping, and it's really like as much as you like put in, that's how much you'll get out, and you just have to go at your own pace, and learning how to fall is like one of like the biggest keys to like longevity and like, you know, getting to where you want to be faster. And I don't know, for the most part, speed usually helps.
It's true of anything on wheels, isn't it? Like I used to mountain bike. I'm like, speed is your friend. You just go faster. I guess it's true with everything but a car. That may not be true.
Yeah, the momentum helps you, and for sure. You struggle more if you don't have that momentum.
What would you say, Bart? I know you teach so many people how to skate. What do you say to people when they're really struggling with that middle ground and not able to take to the next level?
I mean, there's everybody's different as far as like the specific of what they're working on, but bottom line, again, back to that Zen, deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. I mean, whatever, get the breath in, get the breath out, but take a deep breath, slow everything down, slow your mind down so you can skate faster.
But I want to talk about the Cove. I want to talk about top moments at the Cove. And Lizzie, I know that is your jam. Will you tell me about your experience at the Cove?
Yeah, the Cove, like growing up, it was my second home, and I spent as much time there as I could just because I don't know, it was my place. Like, even growing up and going to school in Santa Monica, like, I didn't really relate to a lot of the kids like there, and like at the Cove is where I found like my social circle, and those were like my friends, and I found my community. And the Cove is really special. Like, it has like such a good, I'm like really happy that that's my home park because it has such a variety of things to skate, and there's always different people, like people from like all over the world like go to Santa Monica to go skate. And like growing up, like I was so lucky that I had that as my home park, because there's some people that like grow up and like, you know, there's only a couple people that skate their skate park, and to have like a world-class skate park and then like pros like occasionally come by, that's like a huge opportunity for like if you're just growing up and like seeing these people firsthand. And it was really inspiring for me to get that experience. And like I still love going back to the Cove because it's, I don't know, it's my second home.
Were you ever Queen of the Cove?
Yeah, so they threw that contest. I was at the first one, and I won that contest, so that was cool.
The Cove, very important to have the people that understand skateboarding the way we do, because otherwise that place won't exist, and it won't be the same, and people won't go there. It'll be a travesty, because it is a special place, and the only way that you're going to make a better community, and you're good, I mean, even revenue, I mean, just in the short last couple of years, even with the hype about, you know, the Olympics and all that, so many new skateboarders and young kids and parents have learned about it and become involved in it. And that's what's special is, again, there's something there for everybody. And Rick and, you know, the staff that understands, they're always making special events and projects and stuff for all types of people, the old guys with the old jams, the young ladies with the Cove girls, the summer events and mini comps for the youngsters. There's something there for everybody. Even the grandparents get a kick going down and seeing their grandchildren skate and taking videos of them. So,
Lizzie, any final thoughts to people out there skating? Shout outs?
Yeah, so I don't know, like skateboarding will change your life and the way you look at the world. And I think I don't know, I feel like there's so many people that I talk to that are like, oh yeah, they think it's really cool, but like they're afraid to do it. And like, I don't know, if you just go for it and try, like a lot of the times, like you'll find out you can do it, and then you can apply that to the rest of your life. And like, I don't know, the world needs more of that. Like, it needs more people that are like willing to go the extra mile, or like find out that, you know, your fears are only as like big as you make them up in your head. And I don't know, the Cove is such an important place and close to my heart that, I don't know, like it helped me find that part in myself. And I think it's important that like anyone else out there, like to find that within themselves and find their passions and like live the best life that they can live.
That's beautiful.
love it.
Lizzie, my daughter has a life-size painting of you that she did. She's 9 now. It's really pretty good. I'm going to send you a picture. She did it when she was 5 or 6. Do you have a minute to answer a superfan question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to ask Lizzie anything about skateboarding, or ask her how you can work on your ollie or your grinds?
Do you have any tips for ollie?
Yeah, that one took me a while. So I started out by like going in the grass, and then like, I don't know, you know, like the motion, like you like put your foot on the tail, and then you're like your front foot just behind the bolts.
Yeah.
And then what helped me like figure it out was like, it's kind of like a hop on one leg, if that makes sense. So you just have to like, you know, obviously you have both feet on the ground, but then you really only hop on one leg and you like slide your front foot up and then like bring your back foot up so that like, you know, your board will go really high and like level it out. But a lot of it is just like trying and trying and trying and trying.
Yeah. Me and my dad are trying to ollie, and we we have like a bunch of different spots where we go and ollie.
Mm-hmm.
We'll like attempt to, and like there's this part where we can get about like that much air, but like sometimes like you can feel your board going, like, you know,
Scoop.
like in that weird motion.
Yeah, like it just goes up one way.
Yeah, and then sometimes it just feels like pointless.
I mean, a lot of it is just like trying, and I don't know, like a good place to start is usually just like trying to ollie over like a broomstick and like get over the thing, because every time you'll know if you're like getting over it or not.
Yeah.
But that's cool, you're learning how to do that. That's like, that'll open like so many things if you figure that out.
Yeah. Thank you for the tips.
You're welcome.
Bye.
See you.
Later,
Thanks for
Peppa.
coming on.
You're welcome.
Bye, babe.
I want to see the painting.
I'm going to send a picture and send you guys the painting. Lizzie, she's such a huge fan. Thank you for that. That was really, really nice. So I just want to say thank you to you both for, sorry, my throat's getting dry. I want to say thank you to you both for being trendsetters, shapeshifters, mavericks, making the world a more interesting place to live in. I wish you both all the best. I wish you health. I wish you happiness. And I wish you everything good to come ahead. Thank you. And go Cove.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you for everything. And the same. Much love, health, happiness. Thank you.
Thanks for having
Thank
this
you, Lizzie.